Yes, good day. This is an overview of task 2 of the supply chain assignment. Task number 2. So task 2 has several parts. Task 2A, looking ahead of the strategic plan and market review, experience reminds Sarah that vendor management must be integrated into any proposals prior to implementation. You are required now to develop a supplier relationship plan for managing mostly its strategic suppliers mentioned. So this plan will be for the strategic vendors like North Star, for example. So my guidelines are as follows. In developing the plan, you might want to firstly explain what supplier relationships are about or what supplier relationship management entails. So supplier relationship management, if I'm to give a quick overview, is really, it's an umbrella term, and it involves or it promotes coordinating with your supplier, working along with your supplier, right? So the buying organization will work closely with the supplier in resolving a host of issues, whether it be quality issues, whether it be delivery issues, right? Or just to, I would say, to maintain a long-term relationship, right? So promoting transparency as well. That is what supplier relationship management is about. And it can be done through supplier development, which I'll talk about as we go along. What are the benefits of these concepts to FlySafe and all other firms mentioned in the case? So to be specific to the case, supplier relationship management might likely resolve quickly the issue of Incoterms. The Incoterm issue, for example, you may have an amicable solution to it, whether you remain with an FCA arrangement or move to an ex-works arrangement. Supplier relationship management can help resolve that in an amicable manner, and whatever other issues you see being mentioned in the case. All right, the plan I'm saying here could involve or should involve, well, I already mentioned supplier relationship management. I would say it should involve supplier development. Supplier development tends to promote things like cross-functional training, and it will see FlySafe really going out of the way to understand the business of their strategic supplier, and vice versa. And that can be done, as I said, through cross-functional training. All right. They are likely to set up quality circles, for example, right, where they will brainstorm solutions to problems. So that is what task A is about. All right. I'll take this off. All right, to avoid any ambiguity. All right. And now we move on to B. Sorry. It is usually recommended that supplier relationship be supported by information technology. Yes, integrating enterprise based software to streamline information shared. Recommend a software application and highlight other benefits it can bring to FlySafe. Right. So this would require your own research in the field. Find out what other supply chains in the industry are using, right? What are they using? So this would likely be an ERP type platform, right? An enterprise resource planning based platform, whether it be Oracle or SAP. You need to find out what is being used in aviation by other organizations, right? So I think we must admit that information technology has helped bridge the gap between suppliers and buyers, in that it has heightened communication exponentially. And it is because of the lack of communication that we see supplier-buyer relationships collapse, right? Information becomes vague, and information is just not there at some point in time. We used to talk about early supplier involvement. as well as early buyer involvement. So having the supplier involved at a very early stage of your procurement plans will be a good idea, right? So having an ERP platform where information is shared constantly and in real time, this is good for the business. It's good for FlySafe. All right. So recommend, as I said, a platform that they can use and highlight the benefits, right? I think I may have highlighted a few. It will likely promote transparency. It will heighten communication. It's the bedrock or the foundation for a long-term relationship or a relationship that is sustainable, right? Question number C. What must be considered before FlySafe implements new software, and what are the challenges anticipated before and at the start of its operations? So, let's look at my guidelines. One important thing is to determine the affordability. Can we afford the platforms? You need to look at the cost structure. What about the affordability? FlySafe need to determine if improvement is in line with the organization's objectives. All right, that is a conversation you need to express in your work. Determine the culture of the organization. What? Right, so it's not mentioned in the case, but at least the question must be asked, right? What about the culture of FlySafe? All right, can the culture accommodate such change? Is the culture ready for such change? Because whatever they are using, it's archaic, right? It's not modern, right? Determine the current competency of the staff. That is something that Sarah may need to do. Is staff competent enough to use this software? And if they're not, you may need to train them, right? If the improvement requires software change or upgrade, then compatibility must not be ignored. So compatibility is something that Sarah and her team must consider. It must be compatible with whatever they're using now, all right? And it must be user-friendly and so forth, right? So yes, that is task 2C. And that's it. Thank you very much.